Hey, so I wanted to do a video on my new job. I got nothing but good things to say. I really like working with my friends. I really like the scope of work we're doing, the relaxed atmosphere, and my coworkers. I have nothing bad to say or no complaints. My only thing is like a little bit of anxiety with more industrial work, quite frankly. Working with different chemicals. Like I was working on a chemical scrubber on a exhaust system, and I got to know what alloys to use, quite frankly, and some of that stuff is a little bit more than what I've had to deal with in the past. She's so adorable. And I'm pretty much one of the most credentialed guys there. So that is eventually going to be like my job. And I have to bone up on that stuff. The other point of anxiety is the cold, which is going to happen to me anyway, no matter what I was doing. Service work in residential, you're going to get cold. Service work in refrigeration, you're definitely going to get cold. I went a little overboard. I already had heated gloves and heated insoles and heated pants. But they're not really work gear. They're kind of inexpensive underclothing or inserts, and they work. They're effective, but in order for me to utilize them, I have to like snake wires underneath my clothing and carry a battery pack with me, and that is less than ideal for what I do professionally, which is oftentimes climbing around like a monkey and moving rather quickly. So I did go overboard and buy like probably $400 worth of additional heated clothing, stuff that is more like rugged wear and self-contained, meaning I got a heated DeWalt jacket that I can use my 20-volt battery system with, so that's super convenient, especially for working in the cold and then going into a freezer from, let's say 20 degrees outside to, minus 20 degrees in the freezer. A heated jacket, you just click a button and have a very deep, excuse me, I'm like burping. It's like a burp hiccup. A very deep battery pack that is not something I have to put a huge investment in, or on top of what I already have, is a huge plus. So that was a little bit of a common sense buy. I put a bid in on a heated sweatshirt for the same reason, but in spring and fall. And it was one of those dumb things where the person's like accepting offers, but then not accepting any offers, like just leaving a few dollars below their asking price. So I'm not endorsing that kind of behavior. I just, if you're gonna accept offers, somebody makes an offer that's literally $3 below your asking price, and you reject it, it's kind of like, well, don't even accept offers. Anyway, that is not all. I actually got 3 pairs. This was like over $100. 3 pairs of heated socks with onboard battery packs, so I can just put them on in the morning and not have any wires anywhere. Just flip a switch on the socks and have them crank out some heat. And then a heated glove liners. So I already have heated gloves, but they're like snow gloves. or skiing gloves. You can't really use them for things that require a lot of manual dexterity, you know, handling screws and bolts and electrical components requires, you know, fine motor skills. And if your gloves are big and soft, you can't do that stuff easily or at all. So I got some like glove liners that are heated. Those were very expensive. I found one with a discount code that made them like $65, and I had to hunt for a while to find them. Most of them are between $100 and $200. So finding the same kind actually from that manufacturer's store and website, and it was the Savior manufacturer, and they had a coupon code for singles, so I guess I benefited from that. And that was it. So I got 3 pairs of heated socks. I got heated glove liners that I can use while doing service work, and a heated jacket. And I've really, at this point, spent quite a bit of money on heated clothing. On the plus side, what does this offer me? Really optimized efficiency at work, because I'm not gonna be as scared to go in. I'm scared of the cold. After they tortured me, I'm scared of the cold. I'm scared, so I don't want to lose feeling in my hands and feet. I'm terrified. The pain is bad enough. I'm scared I won't get the feeling back. That's more what I'm scared of at this point. The pain that comes is not good, but when I have no feeling at all, and then it lasts for a long time, I start to get a lot of anxiety that I'm never going to get feeling back, and I won't be able to have a job anymore. I won't be able to do my job. You know, I won't be able to hold on to stuff. I'll drop it all the time. It's not, I'm not going to say it's unreasonable to be scared of that, because that's definitely what I've been experiencing when I've been getting cold. Now, it has been getting, I think, better, but it could be worse. It could be unrelated. I could have a neurological problem where I'm suffering progressive nerve damage, and I'm naive and thinking it was induced by trauma. I don't know for certain. I could have a combination. I could have a progressive neurological disease that's causing peripheral neuropathy, and then a traumatic incident that made it much worse. And it could just be the traumatic incident, and I could be recovering. So that I'm feeling pretty comfortable on. I'm feeling like I've covered my bases. And in the instance, like the only thing I'm really lacking for preps and depth of preps is like a good battery bank. I mean, I have depth with my batteries, but I don't have a 12-volt system that I could run with my wind turbine. And it would be nice to have like a battery storage system that I could like just carry with me to work in case of a power outage, where I could basically throw it in my work van, recharge it at work, come home and be able to power some appliances with electricity I got from an industrial plant that isn't suffering a power outage, or to recharge off of my generator so I don't have to run my generator at night. Now I do have the option to charge my e-bike and then hook up my 48 volt inverter off of my e-bike, but I can't bring that to work. That has obvious limitations with my ability to charge it in an off-road situation. I can charge it off my generator, and I can charge it pretty quick for its capacity, which is 2 kilowatt hours. I can probably charge it start to finish in 6 to 7 hours. For 2 kilowatt hours, that's not bad, but I can't take it with me to work. I can only do that off of my generator and power myself through the night off of that, which isn't a bad place to be by any means, but it would be nice to have a 12 volt system so that if we suffered a real SHTF, I could hook up my wind turbine to the other components I've already purchased, to the controllers and such, and the dump load and all that, and charge a 12 volt 100 amp solar battery or solar generator off of that, and then also be able to transport that. But I'll be honest, even though we're probably a lot closer to SHTF, now that I'm back, now that I'm back in the career that I love and I'm out of oil, I can say I definitely feel a lot further away from SHTF, but society might be headed in a different direction. Like, I'm feeling good about my life. I'm feeling good about my career. A whole lot better than I was a month ago, 2 months ago, a year ago. A whole lot better. But the world isn't necessarily singing the same song. There's a lot of starvation that's spreading. There's a lot of energy crises that are spreading. There's a lot of ecological disasters that are happening all around the world, not just in Florida with hurricanes, that are going to compound those energy crises and starvation crises and supply chain crises. And you better believe that they're going to prioritize, water resources and medical resources to disaster zones. So you're going to see shortages in those in areas that aren't suffering disasters. It's going to be really difficult in the future, I imagine. But my life feels like it's headed in a much better direction. So I'm trying to manage that dichotomy of, okay, I can breathe now. My life is making sense again. I have a career in a position that I want to have, and a company that I want to work at, and the world's still spiraling out of control, and I still need to prepare myself for levels of discomfort that I can't possibly prepare for. So anyway, in my mind, the best thing to do, and it doesn't matter whether I'm riding my e-bike or suffering a power outage or about to go into a freezer at work, is to manage my microenvironment, the air that I breathe, the water that I drink, and my thermal conditions. And heated clothing really offers a highly efficient way to address the last concern. I mean, the heating a room is never going to be no matter what. You could have a solar powered geothermal system, and it's probably not going to be as efficient as just heating your clothing and letting the room be cold, you know. And same thing with the thinness of the gloves. I could buy thick work gloves, right? I could buy thick work gloves, and they might be sufficient to manage the cold in a freezer when I'm trying to work. But heated thin gloves will give me a lot more dexterity, and knowing that without that dexterity, I will take the gloves off, and I will freeze, and I will curl up in a ball in the corner afterwards and regret it and be crying that my hands aren't gonna ever come back. And they always, I have feeling in my hands now, so to date, the feeling has always come back, but I get worried. I get worried that it's not gonna come back. So that's it. You know, I'm decked out with gear. The things that I'm lacking are luxury things. I have anxiety about the future, but I don't have anxiety about my job. Besides exciting anxiety, where it's like, I'm going to be challenged. I'm going to have jobs that aren't mind-numbing. I'm going to, yeah, okay, I got to figure this out. I'm going to have a lot of that. I got to figure this out. Give me a minute. I'm thinking. I'm getting paid to think. Give me a minute. And you know what? It's a good, I should be getting paid to think. I should be getting paid to solve puzzles. And I'm excited that I am. You know, that's the best part of all of this. It's like, yeah, I'm back at it. I'm back in like the upper echelon of diagnostic HVAC world. I'm back doing industrial work, and I'm being rewarded for it, you know, in pretty much every way I want. So life is good. I can't complain at all. I got coins that are sold. I have enough money in the bank to buy this stuff. Now I might have to do some short-term money changing, but I will have fully heated clothing, with the exception to a hat. But heated gloves, heated jacket, heated pants, heated socks, and heated insole shoes. Not that I would wear all of those at once by any means, but in redundancy, so I wouldn't be wearing the same thing every day. But I'd have the ability to have some sort of heated clothing on or at my disposal anytime I need it. And that is really a luxury that I can't be appreciative enough for. It is. It's like a modern day miracle that I can plug these things in and put them on with discretion, without wires and everything else. Push a button and have enough heat to keep my feet from going numb for 8 hours, you know, without getting a different pair of shoes and wearing 15 pairs of socks. You know, I've tried a lot of different options, and it's real, especially with refrigeration, but HVAC in general. You're in someone's house and it's 70 degrees, and then you're on the roof and it's 20 degrees, and you're in the vent. You get, at the end of the day, you gotta have the ability to acclimate quickly. um, it does take a toll on you, you know. Maybe in different ways in the heat. You know, the heat will exhaust you. The cold will hurt you. That's what it is. So, I'm in a really good place right now professionally. I'm in a okay place economically. Like, my future is optimistic, but times are tight. And I'm okay with that because I'm just starting at a new company. But I'd rather have a job that I love and an optimistic future than a huge paycheck today and no optimistic future, you know. So that's where I'm at. I'm pretty happy, and just a little anxiety about the cold and the freezers and the, you know, working in minus 20 degrees, doing diagnostic work or doing a repair is nerve-wracking. It is stressful. It is less than ideal conditions. But these tools are really helping alleviate that psychological stress. But I have a feeling mostly it's going to be cleaning ice machines. It's going to be doing repairs on reach-ins. And a lot of this stuff is going to go on my shelf and not get used that much. But it's like a security blanket. So I'm happy I have it.